Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. It's Gord, your hurting hippie. It is Thursday. We're almost to Friday, and today's talk is about depression and medicine. There are so many facets to depression that there's no way it's going to get covered in just one video. But let's talk below after it's done. But first, let's look back at this week that I've had. It's been beautiful. The weather's been gorgeous. And I just want to share a little bit of music and a little bit of photography with you. And then I'll come back. How was that? I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. I love making those. Now, depression and medicine. Of course, I'm trying to keep the keywords down, but I want to first talk about depression along pharmaceutical lines. Now, first of all, I only give opinion. I never give advice. If any of you are suffering from depression, I'm only somebody who has gone through it on both sides of the coin, pharmaceutical and natural. And I have found that natural worked better for me. That does not mean it will work better for you. It doesn't mean that it will not. You need to take some of the information I give you and research the heck out of it, because it's your life and you need to decide. The biggest mistake I made when I fell into my pit of depression over a decade ago, 12 years ago to be exact, is I let my one doctor, who was an expert, as far as an expert can be called, because he's a professor at the university teaching medicine and managing a teaching clinic of which I was a patient. And we became friends. And he told me that there was no way I could go the natural route. And I wanted no medicine. That's what I said. I said, let's do some psychology. Let's do whatever we can, but no medicine. And he told me, Gordon, if you had pneumonia, you would not be saying, please don't give me antibiotics. This is the same thing. This is what is determined the right thing to do with depression, so you need to let me do it. And very reluctantly, I said okay. And that started a 5-year tumble of my personality, my self-worth, my ability to work with people, my ability to love. All of that just disappeared. I became a jerk. I became somebody I didn't know. I became a zombie on these different drugs. And he kept trying different ones, saying, we'll find the right one. And nothing worked. I've heard this story many times from many people, but that doesn't mean that those medicines don't work. Much research later, I started to listen to Jordan Peterson. Yes, some of you will say, oh, that guy's evil. No, he's not. He's just a very smart thinker that says things regardless of how you feel, because facts don't care about feelings. And he said some of these uptake inhibitors and other SSRIs and whatever they call them are important with some patients as a temporary fix to depression. Long-term depression needs long-term care, not long-term medicine. That is something I wish I had heard then. Who knows? I hate doing what ifs, because what if I didn't do that? Maybe I'd still be married. Maybe, but I can't go with what ifs because we can't back up. So I did it. But then I went through and realized this isn't working for me. And I need to live with my depression. I need to understand my depression, and I treat it somewhat through the use of CBD and, yes, THC. The THC brings some happiness once in a while when the CBD just won't block the sadness. And that's, I think, the major difference, or at least for me, is the CBD blocks the memories, the PTSD, the fear. Even I used to get horrible night terrors, and the CBD gets rid of all that without putting a blocker on your brain or changing your personality. I am still me. And I do have to say, it took me 3 years in total to finally get off of all my pharmaceuticals properly. Any medicine that sticks into your system so badly that you have to titrate off of it over a year scares me that those things are being given to all of us, and for long-term care. So back to the CBD blocks these bad thoughts and bad memories, and also at the same time is relieving a lot of the pressure in my body from inflammation and from arthritis, which is inflammation. At the same time, I do find that, life, once you're depressed, once you've hit a depressive cycle, you will constantly revisit that cycle and re-see depression. And then you got to push it away again and push it away again. And THC helps, and thinking helps. And I have the world's best group therapy ever. All of you. When I'm really depressed, I'll reach out to all of you. Or I'll read my comments and how my channel has helped some of you. Even helps you daily because you have someone who feels the same way or has felt the same way, and you can listen to me, and even if I'm not talking about it, you feel a kinship. Well, I feel that same kinship with all of you. So I just really wanted to talk about it because they're they are so diametrically opposed, the natural method versus the pharmaceutical method. And the pharmaceutical method is so ingrained in our society, and so many people are drugged up instead of facing their fears, facing their sadness, and living beside it. Sometimes you cannot eradicate it, but it doesn't mean you can't live with it. I've had many difficult comrades at work, whether it be a boss, an employee, or a colleague. I've had many difficult ones I've had to work with for long periods of time. That's what depression is. It's something that invites itself along with you. It is not a part of you, and that's why I say name your anxiety, because it is not you. I have no idea if this helps, but I sure hope it helps. Even if it helps one or two of you, it helps me. So, my friends, peace and cheers, love and harmony. You want a certain topic, you put it below. I will talk about it, I promise you. Stay lifted, stay happy, stay you.